So, welcome back to another episode of Local Frequency for City. How are you? We're so glad to see you. Thanks to all of you that are following us. We really appreciate it. I hope you had a chance to visit our Facebook page. If you haven't, please stop by. Darren's here off mic, so he's going to be loud enough for you to hear him. And we have a guest today. So, Scotty Von Blazen, lead singer of Sunset Strip.
How you doing?
Good. I'm really glad that you came
Yeah,
to
thanks
chat
for
with
having
us.
me.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. You're actually our first guest.
Ooh,
I
special.
know.
Okay,
It's
I
just been
like it.
it's just been a duo for the
Okay,
last two.
all right.
Get a cherry.
I like it. Well, it'll be I guess it's the first podcast that I've actually been a guest on.
Okay.
But did our own during COVID for a little while. Me and my drummer.
Oh, really? I didn't know
So
that.
yeah,
That's
you couldn't go out and do shows, couldn't
Right.
be around fans, so we needed a way to engage and still
Cool.
do that. So we did a little podcast that we were doing. It was album reviews, booze, and tattoos.
That's fun.
So we talked about, all different
Albums,
albums
booze.
that we loved, and yes, different types of, bourbons and stuff, because we like bourbons, and then of course all our tattoos
Yeah.
and
That's fun.
why we
Darren
got them
has
and
tattoos to show off.
stuff. Nice.
Yeah, he's finishing.
Yeah, I
his
kind of
sleeve.
saw one peeking underneath
Yeah,
the.
he's finishing his.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that? How much are you into for that now? Yeah. I mean, this whole thing probably close to $3,000 by the time
I'm
it was
sure.
all done. So
I have
but-
a big leg piece, but
yeah,
I don't even remember. That's a bad thing about me is that I don't remember what to spend.
Yep.
Someone will say, "Where did you get that and how much?" I'm like, "I got it here, but I don't know."
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't talk
I'm bad
That's
about that.
My son asks all the time, Dad, how much was that? How much was you just time. Like it's just time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I screwed up on it though, because it's like you don't know. Like you want to get it all done and you've got like a budget in mind, but then when you go and get it done, all of a sudden they're like, you kind of get in for the sessions with the time slot
Right.
that you can get in for. And when you're doing a sleeve, it's a lot longer. So they're not going to do it all in one shot
Right.
typically. But yeah, mine was like over like 2 years. And that was based on just my schedule in life with my, real job and with the band and with, family and things like that. So, and also the tattoo artist's
Yeah.
schedule. So I was doing it in, I don't know, 2-3 hour windows, over the course of like 2 years. So I'm sure I paid a little more than I
I'm sure.
should have, but he still cut me some deals.
It's super hard though because
Yeah.
they're addicting. Like I have my first one's on my foot and it was small, but as soon as I got that one, I was like, "Ooh, I
Right.
want another one." So I refrain. My husband's definitely wanting another one, but I won't let him. Not right now. He spent too much money on other things, but
Nice.
yeah, they're definitely addicting.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the other arm. I feel unbalanced. So we'll see what happens with that, but I can't think of a good
Mm-mm.
theme that I want to roll with, so I don't want to, I'm totally against, and to each his own, but for me, I'm totally against, just doing like the spotty, different, weird things,
Yeah.
that are just not cohesive. I like to
Yeah.
have like a whole theme.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to figure that out. I did 80s music on this side,
That's
and I don't know what to do on this side now. So we'll figure it out.
Go with the black and white, like American Indian theme, because you've got one already.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
maybe.
Yeah.
I like color. So,
Yeah.
but
Be a good contrast though.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how balanced it would be if it was black and white and color on one side, but we'll see what happens.
I would have to do color.
Well, my leg is one piece. It was a cover up. And the other ones had meaning, but it wasn't flowing. And you don't realize that until you get older and you're like, this
Right.
isn't making any sense.
Right. Yeah, and
So
I
I
had
could-
some cover ups
yeah.
because that was exactly what happened. It was like
Super sensitive to do a cover up. Have you gone over a tattoo before?
yeah, I had several that were. In fact, this whole block here, I had there was a girl that I dated, of course, and we went out and got the same thing when I was younger, and
Yeah.
and then it wasn't her name or anything dumb like that, but it was just something that we did together, and
Right.
and then we broke up, of course.
Yeah.
And years later, I'm like, I should probably get rid of that. I don't need it anymore.
It's so funny. My brother passed, he passed away, but I'm just going to call him out because this is totally funny. He had like 3 different girls tattooed on his names on his body. And I'm like, dude, like that, obviously that's bad luck. Okay.
Right.
Like you see the what's happening every time you do that. It's not working out for you. So I think it's funny.
Sure.
So I have, some music stuff I want to talk to you about.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm curious, how long have you been in the music scene?
Well, lifetime, like me
Yeah.
as a
Like when did you
musician,
start?
or here in Rockford?
I'll ask you that next.
Okay.
Just how,
Yeah.
when did you start?
So 26 years
Wow.
old, or I was 26 years old. I guess it
Mhm.
was 26 years. So yeah, it's been 26 years.
Damn, isn't that
I'm
sad
old.
when we do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like,
super
oh,
old. I was like, my brain said it was like, just a couple years ago. And I'm like, it's a lot
yeah.
longer than that. A couple
Alex,
decades ago.
Alex just said to
Yeah.
me, something about being old, or he said, "Dude, this stove is oh, we have to replace the stove in one of my apartments." He said, "Dude, this stove is from the '80s. That's super old." And I was like, "You do realize your mother's from the '70s? So what are you saying?"
Yep.
He's like, "Oh yeah." I
Right.
said, "Wait until you get to this point because like our body tells us we're getting older, but like my mind is like, mm-mm.
Right.
I'm like 23. Okay,
Yep.
this is what's going on."
Yeah. I'm killing it out, at the shows. And it's like, I'm like, man, partying my ass off. This is super fun. And sorry if I said it.
No, you can swear.
And then I was, I'm like, man, getting kind of tired. It's probably pretty late. And I look down, it's like 9:30. I'm like, what the heck? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
I got home from I've been working a lot and I got home pretty late last night and before I knew it was I remember looking at the clock, it was 8:06 and I'm like, "Oh my God, we should be in bed."
Right.
8:06. 8:06.
I know. Wears you down.
It's funny.
Definitely wears you down.
So tell me now, how long have you been in the Rockford area music scene?
Yeah. So I've been with Sunset Strip they've been a band since 2013
Okay.
and I joined in 2014.
Okay.
So what, 13 years now? 12
Mhm.
years? 13 years. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, they had another singer for the first year
Mhm.
and then I came along after that. We just had me and the guitar player had a friend.
Did you play with Greg? Greg was a bass player, right?
Greg was the drummer, the original
Oh, was
drummer.
he the drummer? Okay.
Chico.
Okay.
Yep. Chico Torres.
Yes.
Yes.
So, um, I used to visit or frequent many shows during that time. And I mean, your band is always just such a fun band to see. You guys are so
Thank you.
entertaining. Then now you guys are fantastic. So
It's fun.
yeah. Yeah. I
That's why
mean,
we
you can
keep doing
see
it.
it. Yeah. You can see
Yeah.
it in your energy on
Yeah.
stage. So I really love that. What do you think the major changes in the Rockford area have been since you started in the music like scene?
Um, well, when I first got to the area and started doing stuff with Sunset Strip, it was like none of the bands were really making good money.
Hmm.
None of the bands that I knew of. In fact, some of them that are still, doing it today along with us. And prior to coming here, I was in a band called Hairbangers Ball, which is out of
Hmm.
Chicago. They're still going. In fact, I'm going to be doing a show with them May 29th of this month
Cool.
at Joe's Live out in Rosemont, Illinois for their 25th anniversary. So
Fun.
it's going to be super fun. It's going to be members that have been in the band from the beginning all the way to current members. There's been many iterations. So there's going to be a lot of us that have been in and out of the band over the years all coming together that night to take turns doing different stuff.
That's
And
fun.
yeah, it's going to be a super fun show. So um May 29th,
Mhm.
it's a Friday night at Joe's Live, Rosemont, Illinois, and that tickets are on sale for that now. Throw a little
Where
plug
can
in
we
there.
get those tickets?
At Joe's Live
Okay.
on their website. Yeah, I think it's joeslive.com or hairbangersball.com. You can probably get them there as well.
We'll post it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I might have shared it.
Did you?
Maybe just on mine. I'll check. Yeah. I'm maintaining 3 Facebook pages right now, so it's a little rough.
Nice.
It's a little rough over
Yeah,
here, okay?
I hear you. Yeah, so they're a great business model and they've got a good product and I learned a lot being in that band of how to run a band.
Yeah.
On more professional levels where you're not just a garage band that's just going out and doing it. I mean, full costumes,
Mhm.
the whole scene, and I mean wigs, everything. Like if you didn't have natural hair, which I don't, so but in we're not talking costume crap. This is like expensive
Right.
outfits and costumes, and I mean I had thousands of dollars worth of stuff that I wear on stage and that I've gotten over the years and, all the equipment, in-ear monitors and all the top-notch stuff. So
Mhm.
really a professional level show. And the idea is to bring a professional level show into a bar. So somebody wants to go out on a weekend, they want to go see a band. Most people want to go out and see a band. They're used to seeing a band that's just a bunch of guys or some
Mhm.
girls and a guy or whatever, um, up on stage, and they just got off work and they're out with their friends having some fun, playing some songs
Mhm.
that some people like and some people might not like, whatever. We put that all aside, and it was all about putting together a professional show to be in a bar with a professional light show, something that people would go in and
Mhm.
say, "Wow, I would have paid money to see that," and I got to
Right.
do it for free at a bar that was local in my area, and
Mhm.
they're awesome, and it was a good time.
Mhm.
And then they come back and they tell their friends, and
Mhm.
it just grows that way. A lot of organic growth with that, so it's been super awesome to be able to do that. I brought that business model basically to Rockford when I joined Sunset Strip,
Mhm.
and I kept saying I was gonna do things that nobody believed that I would do. So, I was like, "Hey, these places are paying $200-300 a night for 4-hour time slots."
Mhm.
And I said, "That's not gonna happen anymore. We're gonna get, X amount of dollars, and as the draw gets better and more people start coming out, we're gonna raise that exponentially as we keep going."
Mhm.
And I had markers that along the way that I would, get to, and when we got to those, that's when I would make the changes, and I stuck to that.
Mhm.
Um, so there was that, and so there's like an education and really a training to the bars, because a lot of the bars I was like, yeah, these bands are getting paid 200 or 300 bucks a night for a 4-hour time slot. They're taking 2 and 3 and 4 breaks a night, and I'm watching people just leave,
Right.
during these breaks, and there's nobody there, and then they're drinking at the bar, and
Mhm.
at the end of the night, they're paying the bar 100 bucks for their bar tab for all of the
So
bar
they make
for all,
nothing.
yeah. So they're
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
out, and I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to do 2 75-minute sets, 1 30-minute break in the middle. That's what it's going to be. It's a 3-hour time slot total with 2.5 hours of music and a half an hour break right in the middle. And when the time slot happens, it allows people to, it's still early enough where people are like, I'm kind of ready to go out, but I want to, maybe I could have one more drink and hang out and hear a couple more songs. And then by the time you're back on stage,
Mhm.
they're going to stick around longer
Right.
than they probably wanted to. So, that was strategically, that was the move to keep more people in
Mhm.
the bar. Um, on top of the band just being fun and doing things that are interactive with the crowd, and making sure that everybody's having a really good time. So they don't really think about wanting to leave until the show's over.
Mhm.
So that was kind of the whole plan. And then I'm like, we're not paying for drinks anymore. The bar is going to give us drinks,
Yeah.
and we're going to be, we're not there to drink. I mean, we do, but we're not there. That's not the purpose.
Right.
So, I make it very clear to the bar, hey, you've got a couple options. We can have a tab at the bar where we just, get a couple of drinks apiece throughout the night, or you can do up, you can say, you'll give us a bottle of whatever and maybe a 12-pack of beer, and that's all we get. And if we drink through it, that's our problem, whatever.
Right.
Um, Everyone was like, "That's never gonna fly in this town. Nobody will do that." And I was like, "All right, cool." And now
Everybody did it.
every
I was like,
and
I know
then
other bands too that we went to
yeah,
shows and they get a bucket of
right,
beer
right.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, so I implemented that, and I did get a lot of pushback at first from the bars, but when you start bringing people, all of a sudden they're like,
Oh,
"Oh, okay, I don't
yeah.
really mind that so much," Or you get like one bar that you're doing really good at where you might not do as well at a different bar, and that's not necessarily because of the band. It just might be people don't like that particular bar or don't
Mhm.
like the area the bar's in or
Right.
something. I don't know. But eventually everybody just got on board, and it was like, no, this is what we do. And if we got to a point where we had grown enough to just say, pick and choose where we wanted to play. So if somebody didn't agree to our terms, then we just didn't play there.
Mhm.
And, those that did, we continued to work with and
Mhm.
grow with, and they grew and we grew, and everything was copacetic, and we
Well, that's the
branched out
point,
from
right?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are where are some of the places that you played here in Rockford and still booked for?
I mean, we've played pretty much everywhere you can play
Okay.
in town. Um, but regularly, I mean, there are places that we don't play anymore, which I just won't name.
Right.
Because there's reasons behind
Right.
that. But, um,
I think we all appreciate
yeah.
that.
And, you have a bad experience with the place, and you just decide, it's not for you. That's not the
Mhm.
type of person you want to be around, or the type business partner or somebody that you want to work with.
Hey,
And
that's why I run my real estate company too.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm sure that there's some bars here in town who think I'm a jerk and, don't want to deal with me because I don't take crap from anybody. And,
right. Yeah.
bars don't like to, they don't like to not be in control of who they're hiring. And I always liken that to if you hire a plumber to do a job, he's going to charge you X amount of dollars. You agree to it. He's going to do the job and then you're going to pay him.
Right.
And, some of these bars, if they don't get the turnout that they wanted, then they come back at the end of the night and try and say, oh, yeah, the turnout wasn't that good. And I'm like, that's not my problem. You didn't
Right.
promote. You didn't do anything. You put up a poster that I brought you. And that was about the extent of it. So there's a lot of stuff involved.
Right. Of course.
And,
Yeah.
as with anything, it's just, it's a give and take, and it's a relationship that you build with the venue to try and make it successful for everybody. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places. The only place that we really play that we've really done since the beginning is Splitters.
Oh, yeah.
Inside Park Lanes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone's always like, why do you play this place? It's so little, and it's nostalgic for us.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first places that we ever played once I joined the band. And, they've been pretty good to us over the years, and we got to know the owner and the bar staff real well, and they're good friends. So we stick it out with them.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
We got to give and take.
Right.
Well, you answered my next question. So, what is your local favorite place to visit on your off day? You're hanging out with your woman.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I don't really know if I've ever thought about that. I don't know if I have anything local, honestly. I mean, our thing is when I have a day, if it's nice out, we're jumping on my Harley and we're going out to like Broken Ore, or Poopies or Psycho Silo or somewhere like, we're going on a ride somewhere usually. So, around town, I don't really have a favorite place. We just, I try to get around and support other bands when I'm not playing.
Yeah.
So I'm out quite often, either with, friends or my bandmates or with Sarah, my fiance, and, we go and try and support other people.
I know that there's a place that just because I know you, I know that there's a place that you two frequent in town, and I would say that's probably your favorite place. It's actually, I think it's a bar. I know it's a music scene place. I'm sure it's a bar, music scene. Hello. Oh, I forgot what it's called now. I think it's new. I've never heard of it. You guys go there a lot.
Shattered?
Shattered. Yeah.
I mean, we go there. We go to Crazy Times pretty often. I mean, usually I go to the places where like the motorcycles usually hang out.
Yeah.
Because that's not, obviously I ride a motorcycle. So.
I know. We used to have a Harley, so we had to line up our Harleys so we could,
Right. Exactly.
show everyone that we had a bigger Harley than everyone else.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really showing off mine's bigger. It's just more like getting there and being, around other people that have like things,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're members down at Verdi Club too here in town. So that's probably one of the main places I hang out the most when we're not playing. Yeah.
You a ball player?
I'm not on any leagues or anything, but I've played it. It's fun.
Yeah,
I don't mind
it.
Yeah.
I grew up playing it, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't mind that at all.
Dan, it's your turn.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've gone over a lot and talked about, obviously you mentioned 80s, that's what band.
Oh, good one.
What band was like, yes, this is what I want. I want to get into music and I want to emanate this musician.
Yeah.
I think I know the answer, but I'm waiting.
What do you think it is?
I think it's Motley Crue.
It is Motley Crue. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. Yep. Little tiny Scotty Von Blazen was in about, it was like 4th grade, I think, when I first found Motley Crue. Okay. And I remember it very, very vividly. I was watching MTV back in the day, and the video came on for Looks That Kill. And I remember from their Shout at the Devil album.
Yeah.
And I just was like, who the hell are these guys? And I'm like, this band is awesome. They had video and all these, scantily clad women on stage. I'm like, man, these guys, they got it going on. And this song was great. And yeah. And I thought it was cool that they had 3 dudes in the band with dark hair, and then the lead singer's the blonde, and I'm like, kind of a page out of like the Van Halen, look, and kind of a mix between Van Halen and Kiss, so they took kind of, and Alice Cooper, they kind of took the theatrics of those 2 bands and the bombastic sound of Van Halen and stuff, and just kind of put that together. So, and that was, of course, the epitome of all the 80s bands.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was definitely the catalyst for me. Ironically enough, the first album that I ever bought, though, was Journey Escape.
Okay.
So I don't know why. I just thought that was a really cool.
The cover, the album cover.
I liked the album cover, and I liked the song "Stone in Love," which was on that album. And yeah, so I made my parents go out and get that for me. And it's the first record I ever had. First cassette tape I ever got was Shout at the Devil. And the first CD I ever got was Enough's Enough, new thing, their debut album.
Okay. What about you, Darren? Do you remember?
And I don't remember if I had an 8-track or not.
My parents had an 8-track.
I mean, of course they did, but I was little young for that.
I had a Mustang, had an 8-track player in it. Yep.
Okay.
How old are you?
How old? I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old.
I just realized I've never asked.
I probably have you both beat anyway, so I'm 52. So
I'm 53.
Okay, you got me beat.
47.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm an old
There you
guy.
go. Yeah,
I'm an old lady.
1974. Yeah, good year. But yeah, so then Motley was my first concert that I attended to. Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne and Rosemont Horizon. Now the Allstate Arena. Yeah. It'll always be Rosemont Horizon to me. Just like it'll always be Sears Tower. I don't care if they call it Willis.
Yeah, I still call it Sears Tower.
Right.
And Rosemont. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you can't call anymore is Poplar Creek, because it's gone. So
yeah. I was doing the whole BMO Metro. What is it called now?
It was the Metro Center back
the
then.
Metro Centers.
Yeah.
And what is it now? BMO now. I forget which order.
Yeah.
I think it's the.
You mentioned Broken Ore. You get there a lot in this sort of town?
Yeah, we go there pretty frequently. My fiance really likes that place, and a lot of the bands that I know that from the Chicago scene are there every weekend. So we can always see somebody that we know when we go there. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a good place. Right on the river and stuff. It's really, really flooded right now.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God. I saw some pictures that they had on their Facebook page, and I was like, ooh. I mean, it's like up to the building.
I was out that way for a listing appointment, and yeah, the river's very high.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen that the Rock's gotten quite that high, but the Fox is definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if Blarney Island was almost underwater too at this point. So
it's very close to where my husband's family, part of his family lives. Yeah, like they live down the street.
Yeah, they raised it up on stilts. Or raised higher,
right? The
whole building, because it used to flood every damn summer, and then the guy finally raised it up. So, but the docks are still low. So
docks are low.
Where the boats dock, they might be underwater there. So, but we've played there several times. That's a fun place.
Been there I think 5 years. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Unless you're stuck out there, then it's
that is not fun.
Yeah, and when you're in a band, you're the band playing. You have to stay there until you're the very last boat.
Oh, yeah.
So because all your equipment goes on the boat, the ferry, and then they take that back, and then they come back and get you. And I got stuck out there one time. It was like a really foggy night, and they couldn't find the island. The boat left, and then they couldn't get back out because it was so foggy. So it was about 1 a.m. when they had left, and at 2:15, 2:30, the owner was like, screw it, let's open the bar. So he just rolled the doors up, and we all sat there and just got totally shit-faced until 4:30 in the morning before the fog lifted, and they could finally get back out to pick us up. And by then everyone's hammered, so it was like, oh, that's awesome, So we just ended up sleeping in our cars or staying at a local hotel or whatever. But yeah. I got tons of fun stories for that. So.
I'm sure. I have fun stories, but I can imagine yours definitely top my fun stories.
Maybe not.
We're not talking about those stories.
That's
Just
fine.
saying.
Yep.
Not allowed
I
on the
know.
pod.
I don't want to incarcerate myself.
No, or whatever.
Or whatever it is.
Whatever could
I
happen, we
probably could
don't
be
need it.
incarcerated. I don't
We're
want
all
to.
too old
Yeah,
for that drama.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on, and I hope that you'll come and talk to us again.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me. I appreciate it. I know I talked a lot, so said a
No,
lot,
Oh,
but
we
it's
like
like
it.
what I enjoy is the fact that you treat it like it's a business, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Not just something to go out and you're having fun with it,
Right.
but it's an actual. I mean, it's a.
No, it is. We're incorporated. We have a EIN. I mean,
And
it's
a lot of people don't like when they go out to watch a band, they don't think about it like that.
Mhm.
Right.
It's like, it's up there having a good time and playing, and there's stuff that goes.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Merchandising, the website, the marketing. I mean, it's a lot, and
Mhm.
I handle pretty much all of it for the band. So,
Nice.
we all have our own jobs in the band of what we do, and yeah, that part of it, managing it mostly is me. So,
Mhm.
Time, man. It was nice meeting you.
thanks. You too.
Yeah. Okay. I look forward to. We'll post that stuff on
Mhm.
our Facebook page if we haven't already.
Sure.
For the upcoming. I have not seen you guys play.
Got to come out and
Yeah.
see it, man. Yeah. Check out the website, enterthestrip.com. That's work friendly. It sounds dirty, but it's not.
Damn.
And yeah. Enter the strip, like the Sunset Strip. You're entering the strip. Yeah, enterthestrip.com. And we've got like 4 or 5 other names too that I have gotten a hold of to link back to the page. I'm trying to get sunsetstrip.com, and that has been unavailable for the entire amount of time that I've been in this band.
Well, you can try and add a little something on the front or the back of that.
Yeah, you can, but
Mhm.
really when you got a business, you want like the name, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they've got like sunsetstrip.biz or some stupid
Oh,
thing
yeah.
like that. I'm like, no, nobody knows that. They're going to look for .com.
Right.
And if you don't have that, you've got to have something that's relevant in that aspect. So again, going back to the marketing stuff, it's all, you got to put that all together. All of our email addresses use the same, enterthestrip.com on the back end of
Right.
it, so
Right.
you just have to make everything
Match.
cohesive. And
Well, and I mean, Darren owns Compass Photography, and then obviously I own the real
Sure.
estate company. So we definitely know exactly where you're at with that, and finding the right way to make sure it doesn't matter what you're marketing for, but you have
Yep.
to get into a niche and figure out where you fit. So
Yep.
you've done a great job doing that, though.
Thank you.
have. Yeah. Well,
AI is making things easier.
I know.
So if you guys aren't using it, I recommend you do.
I am using it.
Yeah, it definitely helps out. It makes things quicker, easier,
Yeah.
and but you also have to keep on top of it. I see a lot of bands out there using it, and like they're creating like posters and stuff with it, which is great. But there's a lot of mistakes that happen
Oh,
with
yeah.
it too. Like I see a lot of band names misspelled or different things, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Proofreading.
yeah, you got to look at that stuff. Don't just trust that. Oh, the AI is going to get it all done, and I don't got to worry about it. And see ya. It's no, you still have to like take a look at it and stuff. But
We always, I mean, I always enter like how I would say it. It's like, okay, make this sound good for me. And then it,
Yeah. Right.
Yay. It's magic. Yeah.
It's fun.
So, all right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Thanks.